What's up, everybody? It's Josh, aka Rockin' Rainer, here for Basement Level Magic, and I'm going to do an update video on a deck that I played about 2 years ago. There's not a ton different, but it's still a really great way to get you into the modern scene, and it is Modern Burn. So this deck is actually a copy of Frank Skarren's deck that he's playing at the SCG Invitational right now, and he's in the top 8. So obviously the deck does okay. It's very similar to what it was a couple of years ago. There's very little change, but that's the great thing about this deck. You can buy into it at one of the cheaper prices for Modern, and obviously it can put up some results. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like. So you've got 10 lands that are fetch lands. It doesn't really matter what you're going for. Just make sure that you're getting those red lands. So I've got 4 Arid Mesa, 4 Bloodstained Mire, and 2 Wooded Foothills. If you want to go with 4 Wooded Foothills, 4 Bloodstained Mires, and 2 Arid Mesa, you're still going to be fine. If you've got Scalding Tarns, go ahead and throw those in, and maybe you can throw your opponent off. Also, you've only got 9 lands that actually create mana. So you've got Inspiring Vantage. This is one of the newer cards that wasn't in my previous version, and it just comes into play untapped. It makes red and white mana, which you'll see is really important in this version of it because Wild Nacatl is no longer being played in it. You've got 1 Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground is just for the sideboard. We'll get to that later. You've got 3 Sacred Foundries, so any of these 10 fetch lands can go grab that Sacred Foundry. You can play it untapped or tapped, doesn't matter. And then we have just 2 basic mountains. So we do have some basic mountains, so you don't have to take damage. Then you've got your creatures. You've got Monastery Swiftspear, gotta be played. You've got Goblin Guide, another must in this deck. So you've got 4 of each. You've got 1 Grim Lavamancer to help just get that damage through that you're not able to attack through. And then you've got 4 Eidolon of the Great Revel. Those are it. That's the only creatures you got in this deck. So then also you've got the spell suite, which is Lava Spike, pretty much anything that's doing 3+ damage for very little mana. So Lava Spike, you've got 4 Lightning Helix, you've got 4 Boros Charm, so doing 4 to the face. You've got 4 Searing Blaze. Right now there's a bunch of creatures that can die from this, so that's why you want to be playing 4 of those. There can be formats where this is not going to be great, but you can swap it out in the sideboard if you need to. And then you've got 4 Skullcrack, just because Burn does not do well with life gain. So you've got 4 of those, and then you've got 4 Rift Bolts. Rift Bolt is the one where you can suspend and do 3 damage the next turn. So getting into sideboard, right now there are definitely a lot of big decks out there that are harder to deal with. So you've got 3 Path to Exile, 1 Molten Rain, which works against your Tron decks, or I don't think there's a lot of Infect anymore after Gitaxian Probe went out, but it would have taken care of Blinkmoth Nexus. Deflecting Palm, which is great against your Grixis Death Shadow decks. Even probably something like Ulamog, which is being played a lot. Rest in Peace. So Rest in Peace, this helps with your Dredge matchup. It also helps in Snapcaster matchups. I don't know that I would actually bring it in though, but it can help. And then Grafdigger's Cage helps again shut down that graveyard. You've got 3 Destructive Revelries, so that's going to come in against your Affinity matchup or anyone where they might be playing Leyline of the what's the white Leyline? Go ahead and leave that in the comment below. I can't remember it right now, but Stony Silence, great against Affinity, and then 1 more Searing Blood in case you're against a matchup where you've got a lot of small creatures. So that's the deck. It's super. I mean, it's easy to build. It's one of the cheaper decks that you're going to find in Modern, and it definitely has some good legs. So you'll definitely want to check it out. And this is an updated version to what I was playing a couple years ago. So go ahead and check this out. I'm going to do some gameplay now, so check those out as well. Thanks. Later.